Hello, it's great to see everyone here today. This is Carlton and Cook Walker, Carlton, Director of the Maryland Bridges Technical Assistance Center. Have an exciting announcement. You may have heard already, but we have a new program coordinator. He is with me today, Chris Nusbaum, and I'm excited to introduce you to him. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Carlton. It's wonderful to be here on this video and part of the Bridges team. I'm so excited.
Could you tell us a little bit about your background, Chris, and maybe if you worked with Bridges as a client at one point?
Sure. I am a blind student and a blind person, first and foremost. I grew up in Maryland, totally blind since birth, and grew up in Carroll County. I graduated from Francis Scott Key High School in Union Bridge and then went to the University of Lynchburg in Virginia, graduated with a degree in communications in 2021, major in communications, minor in music. And I'm now, because of a variety of things, of places where life has taken me, I'm now in Fenwick, Delaware, which is just on the Maryland-Delaware border from Ocean City, so close to the beach. Gotta love that. And yes, I have worked with Bridges on a few occasions. I was called upon on a few occasions to be a guest on some videos that Bridges has done a few years ago. I was a mentor for some students when I served as a leader in the Maryland Association of Blind Students. And then I ended up needing yeah. I ended up needing I ended up needing Bridges help in the middle of the pandemic. I was coming back to campus for the first in-person semester after 2 semesters of virtual learning. We were all there. We all have our memories of that. And it was a kind of weird experience. We were all trying to figure out how life was going to go. Students were trying to figure that out. Administrators were trying to figure that out. Professors were trying to figure that out. And all the more so in terms of accessibility.
Yeah.
So I come back to the University of Lynchburg, and they're trying to figure out what COVID policies they're going to do. And they have masks and they have social distancing and they have all these measures. And some of the measures are great for safety, but they're not so great in terms of accessibility. Just to give a couple examples, they have these signs for one door, for example, if you have entrances into buildings, where on a normal day you would be able to enter or exit out of any of those doors.
Right.
During COVID, one door could only be used to enter the building and one door could only be used to exit the building. Well, the only trouble with that is the demarcation for the enter or egress sign was marked in print. So I couldn't read it. So I asked how that was going to work. Their solution, if you could call it that, was that I could go out of any of the doors. So because they couldn't come up with a solution, they were going to put my safety at risk. Well, that wasn't going to work. Another one was that for similar reasons about social distancing, in the dining hall, they had these dividers that they put up, which were to mark how many feet apart students could stand in line
Mhm.
to get their food, which were just high enough that my cane would miss them
Ah.
and I'd knock them over. Well,
Mhm.
yeah, that didn't work. And so they didn't really have any plan in place for how that was going to work. And I was concerned, of course,
Mhm.
and suffice it to say that the disability services coordinator, who was held out by the rest of the college to be the expert on everything related to any disability, didn't know a thing about blindness, but
Mhm.
acted like she did.
Ah.
Um, so I needed help in advocacy. So I reached out to Bridges, and thankfully, because Bridges is good like that, you, Carlton, were there, and you first provided me with a lot of valuable information, and then we had a strategy session with you and my mom and me. And then we ended up getting on a call, which was at first supposed to be between just the college people and my mom and me. And then we ended up bringing you along, and that just changed the game
Okay.
because you had and have the knowledge to back up everything that you were saying. So when the disability services lady brought up what she thought was the law, what was happening was when she would say that she knows the law, the rest of the school would just crumble before her.
Mm.
Well, you know a lot more about the law than she does. So you nicely but firmly told her so. So that's what happened. And you got them to make a number of accommodations, the most important of which was to pay for a subscription to IRA, which was really valuable for me to get around campus until they eventually lifted some of those really strict social distancing procedures. So that was important. And it was important both in the sense that I was able to return to campus and in the sense that it showed me as a student in my senior year that something that I thought a school would never do, it actually did because there was effective advocacy. Even if I didn't do it, I got the help I needed from the right places. Anyway, that's a really long winded way of describing how effective this service is. And that's why it's such an honor for me to be a part of this team.
Well, it's our honor too, because Chris, you might want to know, is very Braille savvy. He's been a Braille
Thank you.
proofreader. He works accessible assistive technology and knows blindness technology well, very well. In fact, I believe he will be teaching it. He has taught it
I
some,
will be.
and he has been a great mentor to students in a summer program called NFB Bell Academy. So he is not only closer to students' age than I am, many people are, and older every year, but he's also a great teacher, a great instructor, and has great content knowledge. So we're very honored to have you on board too, Chris.
Thank you. And you know, you say that I'm a lot closer to students' age than you are, and that may be, but the trouble with being a teacher and mentor at Bell is that I feel old every time I see my Bell students.
Right. Well, our students are a little older, so maybe we won't feel quite so old.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Chris. And again, it's great to have you on the team and look forward to moving forward together with the Bridges Technical Assistance Center. If you need
Thank you.
want to reach out to us anytime, please feel free to email helpdesk@imagemd.org. That's HELPDESK at IMAGEMD.org. Thanks a bunch. Take care.